Hello, tile friends. Welcome back to another episode of Tile Money, the podcast where we discuss the business of being a tile contractor. Today, I have with me Jaime Karsky from Dickinson, North Dakota, and she is the owner of Meadowlark Tile LLC. Jaime, thanks for being with me today. Thanks for doing this interview. I know you were about to get to work. Appreciate you being here. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Good, good. Tell us a little bit about your background, how you got involved in the tile industry and where you're at today.
Okay, well, it's really weird how I got into tile. I never anticipated it, but I started off as an apprentice when I was laid off in the oil field. I live in the Bakken, which is a huge oil field area.
Okay.
And so I went back to Wisconsin and went to just one of those job places where you get a job for the day. And I ended up going to work for a woman tile installer.
Okay.
And I ended up really, really liking it. So I worked with her for a while and then learned a bunch of skills and came back to North Dakota and started my own business.
Nice. What was the one thing that really jumped out at you that you fell in love with?
Well, I mean, besides that, I get to be my own boss and set my own hours and what have you. But I love creating stuff with my hands.
Hmm.
And when I walk away from a project and I see something that I did, it looks really cool. And I love doing that kind of stuff.
Okay. Very cool. Well, maybe take us through the following years until you got to where you are today. Because Jaime is an awesome installer, super talented. She's been featured not only on the NTCA's YouTube channel, but also in Sal DeBlisi's YouTube channel. So tell us how you got here. How long has it been since that first day you got started? How many years?
Uh, 4 years.
4 years. All right.
Yeah,
So that's relatively quick to have
right.
achieved all that. That's awesome.
Yeah, so I moved back to North Dakota, and I have to admit, I threw myself to the wolves. Like,
Okay.
I probably have some really bad installs out there that I'm just going to own it. And
Yeah.
since then, I've learned a whole lot. I mean, the number one thing was definitely getting on all the Facebook tile pages,
Hmm.
GTP, Tile Geeks, Tile Love, and I just started following all those posts religiously and reading all the comments and getting super involved. And I learned so much. And then I eventually posted on one of them that I wanted to apprentice for somebody and I wanted to learn how to mud pack pan because I didn't know. The person
Yeah.
I hired just did Schluter.
Okay.
And so I ended up going out to New Mexico and working with Karl Parker.
Okay.
We did a shower. We did a weedy shower. He taught me how to mud a pan. He taught me a bunch of different techniques. It was a huge, huge opportunity for me to learn.
Yeah.
And I came home and now I almost just mud pan all my pans. So
Nice. Very
yeah,
cool.
I
So
learned a lot.
you put yourself out there. You said, I want to learn this technique. I need somebody to teach me. And you went out there and did it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
I don't know if that was stupid or smart, but I just flew out to a stranger's house and learned how to do something. And Carl's a great guy and we're friends
Yeah.
and I call him all the time when I need advice. So
Yeah, for sure. Well, I think in the tile community, it's all good. It's all love. It's all about encouraging one another and learning from each other. So that's what I love about these online forums.
exactly. And
So go ahead.
I just started, I just started recently listening to all your podcasts and I've been learning a lot more from that too. So
Oh, cool. Thank you. I'm glad it's helping. What Tell us about your brand, there in North Dakota. How are you finding your customers? You have a lot of really cool work, a lot of great designs. Tell us a little bit about branding yourself and your company.
okay. Well, yeah, I'm probably one of the only strictly tile installers in town. My city's about 22,000.
Okay.
We are in the Bakken, like I said, so the economy here is super strong. There's always new houses going up and tons of remodeling going on. So I do a little bit of both.
Hmm.
Um, I don't do the cheap, crappy pack installs, so most of the builders don't work with me.
Sure.
I have two builders that are high end builders that exclusively use me.
Okay.
So I get to be very creative on my jobs. I always like to show my customers, some scribe work and some different patterns, and they're all about it. They're like, okay, cool. So
Yeah.
that's how I get to express myself through tile. I'm originally an artist, so
Okay.
I love doing tile because it's to show my artistic side.
Yeah.
And yeah, the Pebble Scribe, the first one I did for free, just to
Yeah.
kind of put in my portfolio.
Yeah.
I got several referrals from it, so it was worth it.
Oh, for sure.
And then
I think that's a great way to differentiate yourself and to kind of establish a niche is just, sometimes we've got to give something away for free as long as we're not giving away for free for years and years, right? But to get our name out there, I mean, hey, you know, even if you spend a week giving something away for free and you got so much more work. I mean, people
yeah,
pay tens of thousands of dollars to go to college. And so that's when you compare the
exactly.
two, kind of think about it that way.
So now I mainly work off referrals, and when the electricians or the plumbers come into a job site and they see me doing this really awesome work, they're like, "Wow, we don't see anything like that around here. Can I have a business card?"
Yeah.
So I get a ton of calls from that. And
Okay.
I used to work for the local flooring store a lot, but we all know how that goes.
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't pay the best, and the I don't know, it's not the funnest. So I try to stay away from that. But
Mhm.
when they call, I'll do some work for them eventually. But I usually tell them my price, and they're like, "Oh, never mind."
Yeah. So it sounds like being in a smaller area is actually to your advantage, and
Definitely,
and you're able to kind of stand out in a crowd of maybe people that do everything or a little bit of this and that. But you
exactly.
found your specialty.
Most of the tile installers in town are the guys that also do the carpet and the plumbing and the jack
Right.
shades, and I've been tearing out a lot of their showers.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Now, how far out are you booked?
Right now I'm booked until February.
Okay. Well, congratulations. That's it's the middle of November, not quite. So that's great. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah.
Sometimes I worry about when my next job's gonna come up, but something always pops up. So
Yeah. Yeah.
nice.
How do you come up with your prices?
Okay. Well, when I first started out, I had no idea how to price my work. And I thought maybe by the square foot would be the best idea.
Yeah.
And I ended up losing a lot of money on my jobs because of that.
Mhm.
And I remember talking to Ken Ball on Tile Love, and he said, "What do you think you're worth per hour?"
Yeah.
And then figure out you got to pay taxes, you have to put away money, and plan for the unplanned and things like that. And so then I started, giving myself an hourly rate. And so
Yeah.
I figured out how many days a job will take, and then I do all my estimates like that. So
Okay. Yeah, very cool. So work your way backwards.
yeah.
Something I definitely want to talk about here is, the unique challenges as a woman in this business. That do you find yourself in any sort of unique challenges that are going through your head at this moment?
Yeah, for the most part, I feel like I'm playing on the same field with everybody.
Okay.
Sometimes I do show up to a job site and they're like, "Well, are you going to install the tile?" And I'm like, "Yes, I'm going to install the tile."
You better believe it. Yeah.
Yeah. Most of the builders that I work with are like, "You work harder than most men." So
Yeah.
I feel like I'm on the same playing field as everybody else. But
That's cool.
I know, what was it, Michelle? She just started a Tile Chicks page, and I was a little on the fence about joining it because I was like, first of all, I don't need another page to try to follow. But
Right.
I just, I feel like we're all in the same field. I feel welcome in all the groups. So
Yeah, yeah. How about as an artist? A lot of artists have difficulty letting go or growing beyond, themselves installing the work. What challenges do you feel or face or think about when it comes to, that aspect of it?
um, well, when I want to let loose on my artistic side, I also have to remember that there are guidelines to setting tile. So you have to
Mhm.
follow those guidelines,
Yeah,
use the proper spin set, make sure everything's prepped the right way and
yeah,
things like that.
yeah, for sure, for sure. How about building a team? Have you thought about that? Do you have a apprentice or?
In the summer, I have a high school kid work for me.
Okay,
Most of the time, I'm by myself.
okay,
I have my brother helping me out on a few big projects. Uh, it is always in the back of my mind because if I want to start a family, how would I train somebody in? I
yeah,
it would be really hard to find somebody to live up to my standards because I'm extremely picky. I
Yeah.
don't think I could set somebody out on a job site and trust them to set the tile the way I want it to be set. But if I want to have a family in the future, I have to start thinking about that way and
Right.
grooming somebody. So, and I think that's a challenge for any woman in this business for
Yeah.
sure. If they have kids or if they want to get pregnant, you're not going to be on the floor setting tile at 9 months pregnant. So,
Yeah.
not to say that guys don't have challenges themselves. I mean, if you were to break your hand,
Yeah.
how would you go on about your business?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and that's kind of the driving point I'm getting to
Mhm.
is that kind of has to go into when we think about our prices. We kind of have to have a piggy bank, a rainy day savings, even if
Yeah,
it's I mean they say we all have our own circumstances, but if it's 3 months, 6 months, 3 years, I mean the more the better, right? But we kind of
yeah,
have to take that into consideration as contractors, as artists, especially as people who really enjoy doing the work and expressing their artistic side, because you've just got to plan for the worst case scenario.
exactly. I
Yeah.
was always told, keep a year's worth of your salary in the savings account just in case something happens. I mean, luckily, I can fall back on my spouse who has a good job. I
Yeah.
don't think everyone can say that, but
Yeah.
no, it's good to be smart with your money, have a
For
plan.
sure. For sure. And I feel like I should insert here too, um Dragonfly Tile Works out of Minneapolis or Wisconsin.
Okay.
It just popped in my head here as we're discussing this. They have a great recruitment program for recruiting kids that are artistic and want to get into an artistic trade and make a living. So anybody listening, or yourself, Jamie, and I know they'd be, feel free to reach out to them. They love talking about it, and um, how they're kind of building on that and building a team that is artistic focused. I mean, they do some really incredible stuff. So
Yeah.
I feel like that's a perfect little, shout out to them. And I feel bad. I'm not remembering their first names right now, but Dragonfly Tile out of Wisconsin there. So
Huh. Yeah, I'll have to keep that in mind. It would be really awesome to have like a person fresh out of high school. He's saying, hey, you don't have to go to college. You can come do this. And
yeah.
especially if they were an artist, that would be awesome.
Yep. Yep.
You know,
I think it's a really great, a great way to recruit and attract,
Mhm.
new talent. So
Yeah.
yeah. So, what are you looking forward to for Meadowlark Tile here in the near future? Do you have any goals or any fun projects you're looking forward to?
Um, well, yeah, I have several houses where I'm going to be doing the whole house. I usually do the shower and the tub surround and the fireplace and
Oh
the
wow,
flooring. So that'll be keeping me super busy.
yeah,
It kind of sucks when we live way out where we do. My commute's usually an hour each way.
okay, yeah,
So, but as far as like future, where the Meadowlark might go, it would definitely be my ultimate goal to have somebody that's sure the job's going okay. So we'll see how that goes.
yeah, yeah, for sure. How about let's talk real quick. I have one more question, then I'll let you go. I know it's a work day here. You recently took your CTI, and I know you didn't pass, and a lot of great installers aren't passing this test. It looks easy, and I'm coming up on mine here, and I'm scared. I wouldn't, I'm really not looking forward to it, to be honest. But you're going to do it again. Tell us.
Definitely.
Tell me why that's important to you to do it again. I mean, it sounds like you have a great thing going. You have a great business. You have a great reputation. What does taking this test mean to you?
Well, I think if I take the test, I'll be the only tile installer with a CTI in North Dakota besides the one in Fargo, and he's pretty much in Minnesota. So
Yeah,
I'm way on the other side of the state. So it would
yeah,
be a huge benefit for me. And I there's not that many women that have it. I think maybe 10 of us, maybe.
maybe, yeah, yeah,
Paige, she just got hers, and so did Rachel, and that was awesome.
yeah,
Congratulations. Um, it is a, some guys are, why bother with the CTI, and others are like, you need to do it. I think you need to do it. It's super challenging. Time flies by really fast. And
Yeah.
I wasted my time on the floor. And by the time I came to the walls, I was way behind. And the coaches there were like, keep going, you have to keep going. And it sucked that I flew in with all my tools. So
Mm.
I was running to the wet saw all the time.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm definitely going to be driving to my next one, bringing my nice snapper and all the tools I need. And
Yeah.
I took notes from my last one, so I'm definitely going to have a better game plan. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah. That
yeah,
makes
it's
sense.
definitely important. I think everyone should take it.
Yeah. Well, I really appreciate you being willing to talk about that subject. And, I'll be taking mine in February and I'm flying in. So I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'll figure it out
Good luck. Borrow a really good snapper.
for sure. For sure.
So
So, well, Jamie, I really appreciate you taking your time to share about your business and share your insights. I know it's going to help a lot of people, and I hope you have a great week.
thank you.
And I know it's deer season, so I know what you're going to be doing this weekend.
Yes, exactly. I haven't got my deer yet.
All right. Well, good luck. Tile friends, stay profitable out there.
Thank you.